Hey, oh my gosh, sometimes I forget that I hit live. Hello, everybody. I feel like I've been on video a lot today, but this is March Money Minute. I haven't done it all of March. Hello to my financial freedom friends. In February, if any of you guys followed me, every single day for 29 days, I did a financial money minute. But I was on a Fire on Friday that I helped co-host. We're talking about a lot of things in the planning side of it and the unexpected things. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get on here and I'm just going to share a few things. So if you guys are joining, please say hello. I'm just going to just make sure. I think you guys can hear me okay, but let's just make sure. I actually, darn it. I had a hat over there. It was actually my brother-in-law's, and I was going to wear it, but I don't think I can zip over there. Let me see. Okay. Oh my gosh. I have my camo on. I've been wearing my yellow shirt on top of it. So, but I thought it's March, marching orders, getting, that we're warriors, marching orders, but we're warriors. And I don't think I was just having conversation this week around some hard topics, and people are like, "Thank you so much, Jody, for sharing this. Thank you for like being a little harsh around saying, no, you have to do this." But I feel like that is sometimes we have to put our camo on and deal with some of the hard things, and it's not easy. So I'm coming over here. Okay. So I'm just going to drop a couple things. All right. I totally need to take a picture right now. Okay. Let me try to take a picture because that would just be fun. So this is what we're doing today. It's March Money Minute with me. I don't know how many more I'm going to do before March is over, but I just wanted to talk about a few things and have a little talk with you. So whatever that looks like for you. So let's. So marching orders. We just had kind of a conversation over on Campfire Fridays, and Campfire Fridays is always kind of more the deeper um personalized, spiritualized conversation we have. Over here in Financial Freedom, we have the talks about that. If you didn't know, by the way, hello, I am Jody Gambini. I have been in the financial industry, both in the banking side as a financial planner, investment advisor, all the things for 28 years. I now have transitioned into, if you saw my name on here, it said, money coach at Connecting the Dots is what that is. Connecting the Dots with Jody Gambini is my coaching company and consulting company. And we do financial coaching. We do group types of things. We do breakthrough coaching. We also do entrepreneur and business dreams, but implementing it from the side of using all of the things that I have experienced, not just myself, but through thousands and thousands of people. Because when you just see things after a while, It's like a nurse. A nurse knows exactly what to do. A doctor, even if they're not a doctor in that field, they normally have had so many skills for so long that they can do things where you're like, how the heck did you know to do that? One time I was actually making fudge with someone, and they were a surgeon, and literally as they were making the fudge, they said something. They're like, "Oh yeah, this is like doing this in surgery." And I was like, "Oh," but we learn skills and we learn things. So, all right, hold on here. Oh no, did I get rid of this? So I have a couple of questions. Have you completed your 2023 taxes? There's the first question. Have That's the first question. Have you I hope this doesn't this is one of those cold shoulder shirts. I was like, okay, it looks a little I don't know. Anyway, hopefully it doesn't look a little weird, but anyway, it is what it is. I just saw me on the camera. I'm like, okay, I don't know if I like that, but this side just keeps going down. So you got two sides here. But I wore camo today, and I thought, like, let's talk about some of these hard questions. So, have you completed your 2023 taxes? Have you Here's the next one. Have you made a will or a trust? Do you even know what that is? Have you wrote out Okay, here's another hard one. Okay, these are some hard questions here. So, have you made a trust or will? Have you wrote out things you do that no one else does? So, if you're married, if you're a single parent, um, if you weren't there, whether you're in the hospital or if you've gone to heaven, do people even know where to find it? I'm going to tell you they normally don't. And it's really challenging. I actually just was up with my mom a few weeks ago, and I was like, Mom, we need to put all this in one place. I need you to write this down and this down, because she hadn't updated something. So I knew enough to know that if two people signed it and she wrote it out, it's not fun things. People like to do other things. I'm going to tell you, when something like this happens, have you made sure that you have, I said right, but I meant REIGH, the right people down as beneficiaries for your banks, for your 401ks, for your IRAs, for your life insurance? Because many times it could be, I've seen this where it ends up being an ex, it ends up being someone that maybe now your kids are grown and so you just wanted it to go directly to your kids. Many times it ends up looking different. So have you made sure that you have all of that down? These are things that, do you have a power of attorney? Um, these are things that we don't like to do. I get you, it's out of your comfort zone in so many ways. Um, if you're single and all by yourself, what is your plan? Do you have a power of attorney? Do you have things that if something happened and you passed away, how could people get to your money to pay for your funeral? How could they do those things? Even life insurance takes a little bit to end up paying. I was just on the phone with somebody that a sibling passed away. They didn't do a trust, didn't do a will, didn't do anything, and they didn't add them onto their bank accounts. And um, they they had their ATM, but let me tell you, from an old banker, that is not a good solution at all. Because when, and there will be a when you, whether you go to probate, that somebody will have to go in and show the death certificate. If they see activity, there's at every ATM, they have cameras, by the way, if you didn't know that. All over the bank, there are cameras. So I literally have seen people get in massive trouble and even go to jail for doing this. There's nothing around it. You have knowledge that you know the person has passed away. Don't have access on their bank account, and you are pulling money out. It is a criminal offense, and you just do not want to open up those things. So you need to know it on both sides. You need to know if there is somebody in your life who has chosen not to do any of these things, then what is your plan? Are you going to keep an extra little nest egg? Because you're probably going to have to do that. I mean, a lot of times this is what happens. I'm just going to tell you, that's not what you want to happen. You don't want everybody to have to do a fund me for you while they just lost you. It really is awful. Have the hard conversations. I get it. Not everybody's going to. The person I was helping, we had a conversation last year and they had it with a person while they were living, and I had to have the hard conversation. It's not going to happen. And you're probably actually going to need to plan for it. And now, unfortunately, the person is no longer here, and now they were in the midst of it. And so sometimes you do things out of panic and it can make things so much worse. Counterfeit is counterfeit. Um, what they consider either embezzling or signing for something that's not yours, or putting a PIN number in with a card. There's like no way around that. When you have tracking of the death certificate, and now there's things that have been going on for over 2 months. It's just hard. Do you know who will get things, how that looks right now? A conversation I had to have is there's other people. So when something goes to probate, because you've decided not to do a will, not to write anything down, not to put things in place, a trust, what happens in a lot of states is, first of all, you can't start selling things out of the house because it's all going to go into probate. It's all going to go to court. And you have to now put things in the newspaper, and they ask you to write out a family tree of the whole, like, so they been married? Where's the divorce? Like all of these things. Can you imagine if now you just had to fly out and your loved one just passed away? I see this so much, and I literally just dealt with it this week. With somebody that I know near and dear. And so I thank goodness it was actually happened to be more local. And I have a friend Sherry Garibaldi. She's an amazing trust attorney. And so I reached out. She actually answered my call and we were able to connect them. But probate is different. Not all estate planning attorneys do probate because it's a lot of work and you have to go to court. And I've seen where now it ends up going to, but they're going to keep looking till they have to find a family member. And then they're going to want that family member to step in. And so it just, there's no way around these things. And and it's hard. And I see these so much more than anybody else over and over and over again. But what I would encourage you is while you're here, what are the things that you don't want your loved one to have to go through? Do you have life insurance? So that it will at least pay for all the things that would need to be paid for. Do you have those things? If you don't, reach out to me. I can connect you. We could have a little assessment call, and I don't do all of it myself anymore. But these are hard questions. But that's why I put on my little let's march forward. Let's see here. Uh-oh, my thing is a little, I was going to try to take a picture. My phone, I feel like the lens is always dirty. Yes, we're talking about the hard things. Are you prepared if something happens? Are you going to make what plans do you have in place? So, I don't know why that went on there, but I know those are not the easy questions. I said I wasn't going to go long, but I just wanted to bring up those things. If all of a sudden you lost your job, um, maybe you're going to retire. Maybe, like there's all these little things that we always, I see over and over and over again because it's not somebody's thing. I get it. It's, so for me, this is my thing, right? It is my thing because when you just see it and you have the people in front of you crying hysterically, you see the draining out of everything because now they've lost and they're having to go through every paperwork. They're learning things about the person they didn't know. It's just really heart-wrenching. I wouldn't ask anybody to go through it. But I'm going to talk about technology. I'm having to work on some things on technology and it makes me go, but we have to do the hard things. We put on our boots, we put on our hat, we get and we do it just like a good old, like we got to be a good warrior and we just got to do the hard things. And so I'm here kind of in my camo to just remind you, and I'm just going to end it with this. I'm like, okay, well, I guess no one wants to talk about this subject. Yeah, no one wants to talk about this subject. Hi, Geneva. How are you? Geneva. Geneva. Is that how you say your name? Okay. Well, I can't find that here. But I will end this with bringing up the things that I was going to I said, did you get your taxes done? I'm telling you, I'm talking to a lot of people that haven't done their taxes, and I'm not here to bust your chops. I am not. I hope you hear, but 1 year turns into 2 years, turns into 3 years, turns into 4 years. So here's what I would suggest. If you cannot afford anybody to help you with your taxes, if you go to a tax preparer, again, I've got one if you're looking for one that does help in a lot of different states. My tip would be to do that because they'll give you a list, they'll tell you what to do, and they'll help you through it. Many times I've had to help people rebuild out and do 3 years of taxes. And it's not fun. It's not fun. So just whatever it is, shake off the shame. I think a lot of people get frozen because they feel embarrassed. Shake off the shame and start somewhere. Because if you're 2 years behind, if you're 3 years behind, start doing something. A lot of times life just happens and it just becomes a lot. It just becomes a lot. And it's okay. But I just want to, it is. I mean, it really is. It's okay. Life happens. There are a lot of things that I am so behind on. I'm just going to tell you, I got my taxes done last week and it lifted such a burden from me. Every year, it's always this thing. And you know what? I had to go back. I realized I forgot something to put in. I file a Schedule C because I'm self-employed and I had forgotten something. I mean, honestly, back, but I went back, I did it, I rebuilt out something else. And you know what? We got a message, I think it might have been on Monday, and we're kind of breaking even, which is cool, but it's done. And I'm already starting to work on next year. Because I haven't done it very well the last few years. There's just been a lot shooting at you at once. So it's okay, but just start to make baby steps on what you're going to do. Okay, I'm going to go look it up online and begin to file my own taxes. There's like TurboTax. You might even have a friend that could help you with it. Some of them come with like 3 or 4 people that can be a user on it. And so I've known some people that have been like, hey, I already had the TurboTax, and so I can do that. Here's the thing. Some people don't need to file taxes, but I will tell you if there's anything at federal or state that comes down that you get reimbursed for, and the last like 4 or 5 years this has happened, you will not get it until you filed your taxes. True story. So here's a little truth talk. I know, not fun. Not fun, guys. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have the hard talks with you guys. I'm sorry. I hope that somebody finds this valuable. I don't know because I've gone on so many times today if it is not telling anybody that I'm on now, or you guys are just like, my gosh, Jody. And trust me, I almost didn't go on, but we've been having all these conversations today and this week, and I just felt like, yeah, I should be talking about this. When we had our Fire on Fridays, and Vera actually shared how she was working on a binder, and we were talking about actually maybe doing something around preparing and all the things, because I'm just going to tell you, it just is one of the hardest things ever to see somebody have to go through. If you've never been there, I'm grateful you haven't yet, but I'm going to tell you, there will be the unexpected thing. And are you prepared? You know, a good soldier is always prepared. They have all kinds of stuff on them. They normally have a belt, a tool belt of stuff. A good soldier is always prepared. Are you prepared? And if you're not, that's okay. But are you going to start pushing towards it? Are you going to, why are you not? Every time I worked with people, it was different for everybody. Some people, just the emotion of thinking they're going to lose the person was challenging for them. But they were so grateful when they pushed through and did it, because when even something happened, they, like, one of the craziest things is this happens all the time. It's actually really affecting you. Even though you say, I'm just not going to deal with it. I don't like it. It really affects you. When we've dealt with the hard things for people, they feel relief. All of a sudden they got life insurance. All of a sudden they took that blood test, the fear of whatever it was, and they had it. It is like they sleep like a baby. I'm just going to say, like, if you're having a hard time sleeping, there could be some of these things behind the scenes that you're wanting to complete. And so let's see here. Anyway, I hope these make sense. Um, I've dropped about beneficiaries. I didn't want to get into super depth about all of it, but I just wanted to get on and say, hey, we can march forth with this. You can do hard things. And just as I'm walking through several people that there's been an unexpected passing and there was no plan, um, most of the time they would have done something different had they known that. Matter of fact, most of the people that walk through this, the first thing they do once they catch their breath is they make sure everything is prepared for their loved ones. And that's what we were talking about today. It made me think about it while we were on Fire on Fridays. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Say hello. Let me know. Let me know if there's something you would like me to go more in depth, maybe a workshop. But I just wanted to get on here and say, hey, hey.